Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Rose. This is my professional e-portfolio for MIT 885. A little bit about me. I'm a third grade teacher. This is my 7th year of teaching. I've also taught 2nd and 4th grade. I work in the Shawnee Mission School District at a Title I school. Our school is one-to-one iPads for students, and then teachers also have their own MacBooks and iPads as well. The reason I chose this program at Fort Hays was because I wanted to learn more effective and meaningful ways to use technology in the classroom. So far, I'd only been using it as a substitution and practice and using apps just for math practice and reading practice. And I really wanted to find more meaningful ways, more project-based learning to do with the technology that we were given. And so I chose this program. I've learned a lot. Not only new tools that I can use, but also new strategies, and done my own research on blended learning and project-based learning and a lot of other things that I plan on incorporating into my classroom. There's a little introduction video down here as well. Some of the highlights of this program. One thing was my professional development plan. I chose to work with my PLC, and next year we will be implementing Google Classroom into our 3rd grade classrooms. Before this program, I was familiar with Google products myself, but my students were not, and mainly because we use Apple products. Even though they still have access to Google, we just haven't used it as much. And I thought, Google Classroom's only for the older kids, and my 3rd graders couldn't handle it. But after this program, I've kind of learned that, yeah, my 3rd graders could definitely handle using Google Classroom. So my professional development plan is about teaching my PLC and my team about Google Classroom and other Google apps. They're fairly new teachers. They do not have a lot of experience with Google. So I thought during our PLC time we could do that and kind of show what it's going to look like for our classes. We do a lot of ability grouping and that sort of thing, so we don't always have our own kids in our classrooms. So this is also a good way to, share data and share classes, and we can have different classrooms with different students. So I'm very excited about doing that. This was a very valuable project because I'm going to use it next year. It's going to be something that I get to implement fairly quickly. One of my professional development trainings that really stood out to me was my Sphero training. This was the only training that I was able to do face-to-face because we switched to virtual learning after spring break. But we received a grant for Sphero robots, and this was the first time my kids got to use it. They have some experience in coding, but this was something very new and fun, and they just had a lot of fun with. They did a really great job with that. Extra resources. I liked this page because I was able to go back and reflect on things that I'd done in other classes and really pick those things that stood out to me and that I learned a lot from. One thing I'd like to point out is my Google Classroom site that I made in AEP 873. I implemented a Google site to my classroom starting this year, and it was so valuable. I didn't have as many parent emails because they were able to just go on there, and I put spelling lists on there, and I just feel like it was a very invaluable thing for my classroom. It does look a little bit different now because we've kind of switched over to virtual learning. So, but again, this was something that has been invaluable in that as well, just keeping parents up to date with different things. My students know how to get on, and they can look at their weekly assignments, and just our specials teachers have been amazing, and they've created websites as well, and I've kind of helped them with that. And it's just, this has been something that's just been so awesome for me. I really enjoyed doing the case studies as well. They, although I don't plan on being a principal or an administrator, they kind of opened my eye up on how things work at that level, and I really enjoyed doing those. The 5 New Technologies project, I did some trainings on some apps, and I've actually used these to train other teachers and also my students on how to use these apps. I've become more comfortable in creating all these videos and stuff like that, being in front of my computer, talking to my computer, and creating these videos. So that is something I was very nervous about at the beginning and has just become kind of second nature to me. Feel free to come up here and click through any of these and look through my other stuff, and I thank you for your time.